Welcome one and welcome all. Yes, I feel like Mary Poppins this morning, but it's okay. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Jasiri right here on News Central. Now, before we dive into today's big conversation, we're kicking things off with something exciting. Entertainment news precisely. Let me get into it. MTN recently launched Next Afrobeats Star, a groundbreaking music reality competition in partnership with Ultima Studios and 1RPM. It is designed not just as a talent show, but as a powerful platform to discover and elevate the next generation of Afrobeats superstars. So today, joining us is one of the judges on the show. He is a legendary music producer who has shaped the sound of Nigerian music for years. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me make welcome, for the very first time on Jasiri, the man, the legend, Puffy Tee.
Welcome, welcome.
Puffy has been giving us, vibes since he came, asking for this and that. Is it because you're a judge or what?
Yeah, I'm about to judge everybody here right now.
Who gave you to us to judge? All right, Puffy. Please, could you tell us a little bit about yourself? Because a lot of people, they know your craft. But the egungun behind the craft, a lot of people okay, is that Puffy Tee? Oh my God. So, and tell us a little bit about your role on the Next Afrobeats Star.
All right, guys, my name is Puffy Tee. Real name is Temidaya Babatokbe from Ekiti State. Yeah.
Buki said who?
Yeah.
You didn't ask him why?
Why?
Because I'm from Ekiti State.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll go link up. All right, so I've been a music producer for about 2 decades now or more. Started since 1999 as producer, and I worked on a lot of projects, which you guys know them already because the name don't take. The name long, and the list long. But let me just talk about why I'm here today. I'm a judge on MTN, Ultima, 1RPM, Next Afrobeats Star show. So that's my role on the show.
So, but why did you choose to be a judge on the show? Did you have a choice to do it, or?
Oh, because okay. So first of all,
Or the money was good.
No. Okay, so of course. I mean, all of these things is all together. But because of what Ultima Studios, 1RPM, and MTN stands for, they've been there all along, helping the creative industry, helping the youth. Check out what's it called? What's it called? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah.
Check out Project Fame and all of these events. I mean, they've been there to support. So when I was called for this particular show, I was like, okay, this is a platform where we can have these young ones come out for whatever they are, join and have a way out.
Yeah.
Because basically, there's no much of this. There is, but then we all know how the industry is. Yeah. The Afrobeat is going global. There's no much access. But this show is going to bridge that gap. It's going to be in that gap and open the space for them to come in. So when I heard about it, I said, okay, this is a platform that I need to be on.
Yeah.
So we can nurture these guys and help them, break their boundaries and, help them grow.
When you say that there is not much access, what do you mean? And how is this Next Afrobeats Star different from all the other talent shows that we've had? I mean, we've got, you mentioned MTN Project Fame, for instance, but there's so many others that have come and gone. and what has it really changed? So how's this going to be any different?
Okay, so I would say, first of all, the structure and and the support behind the show. Of course, we do MTN. MTN is strong for all of these things. They are committed to empowering the youth, that are in our creative industry. I know that Project Fame stayed a long time on air, about 9 years, and it was success. You get, and if the moment they choose to do this one, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a success also. So this is different. I know all the ones, a lot of them has come and gone, but we have a lot of stars from Project Fame that are still in the industry today. Again, so this is different. Don't worry. You will see when we start the show. It's different.
All right. So, what criteria do you look out for when choosing contestants?
Okay, so first of all, we're looking for good voice. Of course, every talent hunt, we look for good voice. Someone has to know how to sing. If you don't know how to sing, I mean, you can't have okay, let me not mention something, but you can't have some kind of, voice, and you can't even sing your notes right and all that, and you want to go for competition. So we're looking for good voices. Not just that. We're looking for artists who has originality and who has stage presence and who are ready. When people know where they're going to, what they want, and how, they that's what we want. Someone with originality, someone that is ready to be creative,
Hungry.
that is hungry. You get that hunger supposed to be for there. You get.
The hunger is a giving.
Yeah, but is it only the voice? Some music shows look at a wholesome package.
Yeah, of course.
So
stage presence. First of all, the voice and the creativity. See, the thing is, you can have we have some people that can write songs, but they cannot sing.
Yeah.
So they sell their songs.
Yeah.
You get. But if you can sing and you can write and you are creative and you are original, and you have stage presence, you have all it takes. Okay, so I met a guy some time ago, yeah, and he came to the studio to sing. He wants to, he has very good songs. He can write, but he has this look that won't sell the kind of song he's singing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has this look that I'm like, okay, fine. Let's find a way to brand you, change how you. Because if you want to sell this kind of music, what you're doing, he wants to do real hardcore rap, like hardcore rap.
And he was good at it.
He's very good. And okay, so I suggested, okay, write this song for somebody. He said no, he wants to do it himself. But
The boy had like...
But the look didn't match
the
the
look
talent.
is opposite what he's doing. And at that time, not now, now it can work because we have social media, TikTok and all those stuff to push. Back in the days when there was no social media, it has to be radio. And what they see is what they, once they see you come out and you don't look at what you're like what you're singing, they'll be like, I'm on this one. They will not even hear what you're singing. What they want to see basically is the look. Yeah. So we look at all of that, but most importantly, creativity, originality.
Yeah, because I've watched a lot of talent shows, and you find out that a lot of times they just pull all these people together, think of they work with them in the moment, and after that, it's as if they're left on their own. So what's the importance of mentorship and development for young artists, or how is this going to be reflected on the show? Because I'm big on mentorship so that they can really grow into their full potential.
All right. Me too, I'm big on mentorship. They mentor well, even though I coded most of the time. Because some of us don't like to flaunt everything out there. Like just do your thing, and by the time they start coming out, by the time they're done and they start coming out, when they start talking, you're like, okay, this person still they do, not when you show it before you finish. I like to start, finish, and then show it.
Okay.
So because mentorship is everything, and the difference is the difference between a one-hit wonder and a lasting legacy. Because some people will just, if you don't get mentored properly, some of the artists will just do one song, and that's it. They don't get more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything, but when you're well mentored, when there's someone who knows the onions of the industry, gives you and mentors you, you'll be able to dish out more and more and more. I mean, I have examples, but I don't want to.
But is the show going to be structured with not just like your own personal input into it? Is the show going to be structured in a way that mentorship is incorporated?
Of course, we have other producers on it. We have Sars on the beat. We have Andre Vibes. And there's P Prime on it also. The great Afrobeats
So like
producers.
the judges are made up of producers.
Producers,
Wow,
straight up.
that's
And we have 1 PM also to sign the artist. And after we're done, because our idea, the major idea, is to create a global star from this stage.
Wow.
All right, so how does MTN, I'm interested, why did MTN decide to jump on this, and what is their involvement like in making all of this possible? Yeah, everybody knows MTN, but
Yeah, of course.
what was the thing that made MTN say, okay, wow, we're going to do this?
Okay, so first of all, I will always go back to Project Fame. Yeah, I'll go back to Project Fame. You know, MTN is not just a name, we all know.
Yes,
And they're not just attaching their name to this, they're part of it, they're sponsoring because they believe in indigenous ideas. So first of all, we all know Project Fame has to stop for some reason, but this is indigenous. This is created by Nigerian, by Ultima Studios, and is owned by Nigerians. So the whole thing is here. So it means that it's not going anywhere. We're not getting franchise, we're not getting this, we're not getting this. Is from here. And anybody else can get from us. From,
So who owns Ultima Studios? You're in partnership with?
No, Ultima Studios is owned by Femi Ayeni.
Okay.
You know, so but then they're in partnership with MTN on this, and also Warner PM and the producers on this one.
All right, so do you believe, that the next global Afrobeat superstar can come out of this show? If yes, I know you do because you're a judge, obviously. So why do you believe
See your
so?
smile.
Yes, absolutely. Because first of all, Nigeria has talent, a lot of talent.
Mad
In fact,
talent.
if you check on my street alone, if I dey drive go house or I dey come out from
And then you
morning,
see the bag.
I dey wind up the on AC because I don't collect plenty CDs.
Do people still
Are people still giving out?
out
They give
CDs?
CDs. These boys still give CDs. Yeah. They go and print CDs and bring and put their picture on it. You get like on my street alone. Even when I say, let me just walk and go and buy something, you hear, Baba Afana, it's still me, dedicated to the and I'm like, okay, cool. I hear you. You know what? I have a studio at home, and I don't. Of course, I'm a family man. I don't want all of them in the house, so I have to find a way to take them somewhere, do recording, and so there's a lot of talent out there, too much talent, and what's been missing, like I said before, is the access. The main there's access, but then the main access to the core, to get this done. So we're filling the gap, and basically with the kind of structure we have, I have no doubt we're going to see someone rise from this next Afrobeats Star to global. I mean, enter Grammy, all of these awards, international, all of them from this stage.
So also as a judge, on the program, what are you most excited about, as the competition progresses?
Well, first of all, I'm excited that the show is going to see artists grow from week to week. Because when you start the show, you bring artists on board. I mean, they're going to have this boot camp where they all come in and
Yes.
after the audition, and you see them grow. That's what I'm excited about. I'm going to see them grow from their lowest point to their highest point. I'm going to see them break boundaries. I'm going to see them push themselves. We're going to push them too. So I'm excited about. I like work.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing I work for me. Better work.
process.
That will start like, yo, oh yeah, let me hear you sing. No, that's not take it again.
It's so
Puffy Tee.
exciting.
So, how do people enter the competition?
Yeah.
Because we just dey talk say it will be a great something.
Yeah, that's great something.
And then-
and then
Okay,
if you
yeah.
have words of advice in addition
Okay, so
to the
yeah, so let me just start with,
young
first of all, to get into this competition, you have to have an MTN line.
Wow.
The MTN
Number
power.
one criteria.
Yeah, write it down. Take your pen and paper and start writing. I'm your lecturer for today. All right, so you're going to text NAS. That's N-A-S. N-A-S in caps.
Yeah.
No put dot, N
NAS in caps.
space. Together.
NAS.
NAS.
One word.
To 13013. That's 13013.
Yeah.
With an MTN number. And then when you do that, MTN, of course, you get you follow the prompt from there.
Is
Of
it
course,
free?
we'll give you a
That
link.
easy.
How much does it cost?
I think it's okay.
No, you have to fund your dream.
I think it's not much. I think it's
Let me know.
from okay, so someone did it beside me yesterday. Because the guy was complaining that he saw me and he said, but I'm trying to do this thing, it's not working. I said, okay, let me see. Yeah, start. Text the thing and he texted. I think it's about 300.
To
So they have an idea.
Yes.
What advice would you have for upcoming people who want to be part of this train, right?
Okay, so I'll say don't give up. Your craft is important. Stay authentic. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Put your music out. Show up for auditions and be ready to take the shots when it comes.
Finish.
So it's your big show, your big time now. So enter. We'll see how they go.
Thank you so much, Puffy Tee. Thank you. We're definitely looking forward to seeing the amazing talents this show will bring to the fore, to the world stage, and also thank you for coming on Jasiri. You are such a vibe. All right, so we'll take a quick break now, but coming up next, when we talk about Women's Equality Day, we often celebrate progress, but in reality, how much has really changed for Nigerian women? Esther Alaribe, Programs Manager at Bethesda Child Support Foundation, joins us after the break to share her insights and experiences from the front lines of women's empowerment. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Jasiri. Now, we know that around the world today, there are lots of talks and conversations about women's equality. You know, in Nigeria, in other parts of the world, you celebrate Mother's Day, International Women's Day, Day of the Girl Child. But in the United States today, the 26th of August 2025, it is Women's Equality Day. Now, the question remains, is gender equality a reality or still a distant goal in Nigeria? That is what we're going to be focusing on today, because we know that despite women constituting nearly half of Nigeria's population, that is at 49.32%, and this is according to World Bank, their representation in decision-making remains alarmingly low. In the 2023 general elections, women made up just over 10% of the more than 15,000 candidates across all positions. And yet, they secured only 3% of Senate seats and 4% of House of Representatives seats, marking a 19% decline from the previous assembly. So this stark underrepresentation underscores the systemic barriers women face in Nigerian politics and, you know, other parts or organizations in Nigeria. So joining us today to dissect this issue is Esther Alaribe, a seasoned journalist and advocate for women's rights. With a robust background in broadcasting, Esther has consistently used storytelling to amplify the voices of women, children, and marginalized communities. Now, she's currently serving as the programs manager of Bethesda Child Support Foundation. She also brings a wealth of experience in education, social justice, and women's empowerment. Esther, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. And I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to be able to talk to you today.
Thank you.
All right, Esther, let's just get straight into it. Let's talk about equality on paper versus reality.
Okay.
Do you think that equality in Nigeria today is about genuine inclusion, or it's just probably an illusion to look good?
Okay. That sounds very interesting because that's like put you on the spot.
Yes, sir.
What exactly are we saying? So one thing I always like to say is we're not where we used to be. We're making progress. However, this progress, are we sure that it's actually reflecting in the different sectors?
Yes.
Now, there's a current ongoing conversation on the platform X where somebody had made a tweet talking about, oh, if you see misogyny, you could not say misogyny day.
Yeah.
So it's more like when we get to talk about these conversations, people try to shut it down. People tell you feminism has to be mild, or you don't have to shout to pass your point across. You don't have to force your ideologies on people. However, what I like to say personally is for every movement, there has to be a certain level of disruption, because nobody is going to accept and just take on your ideologies if you don't give them reasons and show them day to day why they should take this. Now, is gender equality an illusion, or it's just a thing of let's just include them here and there?
Yeah.
Currently, I dare say that Nigeria, we're making a little bit of progress, but there's still a lot of lip service here and there. You get to see cases where there's a conversation and you have 4 men, and there's just 1 woman on that table.
Yes.
Now that woman there, it's not just because I intentionally want to hear from a woman. It's a case of, so people don't say
That.
I've once been in a room where somebody said, before they go say gender equality, move find 1 woman. I'm like, why? So it's not about what the woman can say. It's not about what she can contribute to whatever conversation. It's not about her portfolio, what she has done. It's just because you want people to say there was a woman on that table, and it doesn't cut it for me. It doesn't.
Are you a feminist?
Yes, I am.
What does that mean to you?
So feminism to me, and what feminism is I understand that as men, as women, we should have equal rights to opportunities. I don't want to be discriminated against because of my gender.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody yesterday, I was trying to pass a message across, and this person goes, oh, feminist, feminist, feminist. And if there's anything, I don't like to use that phrase, or I don't like to tell people in a way we have to explain and say things like, oh, if I was your daughter, if I was your wife, I don't like to explain that to people. See me as a human being, address me as one.
Yeah.
I don't have to explain to you if I was your daughter, if I was your this, no. See me as the person that I am. Speak to me based on whatever you think my capacity is. And again, when we talk about feminism, a lot of people like to water down the conversation because they want you to say it in a way that appeals to their sensibility. I'm not going to babysit you. As harsh as it might sound, I am not going to babysit you. The ideologies are there, the internet is there. Use these resources to your advantage. Educate yourself on what he says. Some people will say, oh, you say feminism, so men should be, I'm not saying men should be anything. I'm speaking for what women should do, what they should be like. I'm not saying women should. I'm not saying men should be anything. Oh, some people will say, oh, is it feminism or misandry? Is it people hating men? I'm like, we haven't even done half of what men have done to women. And we're already fidgeting. It's too early. Calm down.
But is it tit for tat?
It is not tit for tat. However, the conversation is when people want to reference, oh, societal norms, what we've always known. That you've always known a thing doesn't mean it is right.
Yeah.
That something has always existed does not mean it is right. We need to come in, change these systemic barriers that have held women down for years. We're not saying it is tit for tat, or because you do this, I have to do this. No, that's not what it is. And I like to tell people that I don't want to see that a woman is being included just because she's a woman.
A woman.
And I also like to tell women as well, as much as you can, equip yourself.
Yeah.
And show that even if they're going to say, oh, I included this woman because she's a woman, when I hear you speak, when I see your contribution, I want to know exactly why you made that table. It's not just because, oh, women have to be this, men have to, no, that's not it. It's not tit for tat.
Well, interesting, because this issue of feminism, it's been misunderstood, mislabeled. You know, anytime you just put feminism, men just come for you like you hate men. And I don't think that's what it is anyway, personally. Anyway, we still face a lot of inequality issues. A Nigerian woman in office might have to work, you know, twice as hard as any of our male colleagues. I've seen that happen persistently and over time. And you still be overlooked for a promotion because of face harassment or just be brushed aside. For simple life happening to you, like you going to have a baby. I've seen a woman who was not promoted, though she was due for it. But just because she went to have a baby, she was overlooked and brushed aside. And I know women have faced that over and over. But why do these issues keep persisting? Because this is not the first time we're talking about it. It's been on the burner for a long time, but women still experience it. What real changes should organizations meet? You know, beyond doing what they always do, just because we want inclusion. Let's just put somebody there. What do we have to do extra for organizations to be able to accommodate women for what they bring to the table? Their capabilities, their strengths, their wherewithal, their knowledge. Those are part of the things any human can bring to a table. But why do we still have these issues?
So there's so many reasons. When we talk about the issues why feminism is not widely accepted or there's still a lot of resistance to it, it's because, first, we have so many religious, cultural issues as to why feminism would not just be accepted just like that. These issues, they're hydra-headed, trust me when I say this. For example, people will tell you, our tradition, what we've always known, our fathers never gave lands to our sisters because it is believed that they would get married and they would get this lands or whatever opportunity they didn't get from their father, from their husband's side. And it is interesting because when these women actually do get married, those people there still send them back and say, oh, your father should have done what he should have done for you. Thereby tossing the woman here and there. You don't know where you're from, you don't know what exactly, you don't have an identity. I was once talking about a religious center with somebody and the person was telling me, oh, you cannot say you have a religious center yet where you worship until you are married. I'm like, who sets the rule? And again, let's not forget that the things that we refer to as cultures, tradition, they were made by men. Now, when I say men here, not necessarily men.
Men, literally, yes.
Literally, but humans,
Yes.
people. And again, that things have existed doesn't necessarily mean that that is what it is.
Well, just hold that thought. When we come back, you'd have more to say on that. For now, we'll have to go on a quick commercial break. We'll be back in a bit. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back to Jasiri. We still have Esther in the studio, and we are talking about women today. So before we quickly went on that break, I had a question that was, I would really like your take on this, because we know that in the National Assembly, there's a scarcity of women. Basically, there's a scarcity of women in politics. What do you think the reason is for the scarcity, and what do you think, what can be done, what do we need to do to include women, more women in politics?
So the inclusion of women in politics, again, it stems from the, again, religious and cultural issues that have existed for years. The average man, even though I don't like to believe that the men who are progressive in their thinking when it comes to women, debatable though. The average man sees a woman as, if you marry, you keep for house.
Yes.
I'm going to say it so it's as relatable as there are things you hear on the street.
Yep.
If you marry, you keep for house. So when you're talking to a man, he's just like you're making noise, you're just saying a whole lot, but he's not listening to you. And that's why some people have issues reporting to women in the workplace.
Yeah.
And you can also tie that to what we see in politics as well. You see women as to, oh, they're always going to be subject to you. They're supposed to come after you. So you don't even want them at the seat of power because you're thinking, what are you possibly going to say? You're not going to run the business of politics the way we do it. And again, I like to say that the same way we have godfatherism, maybe we should start having godmotherism as well. Yeah, because men know who to go to when it's time to play politics. You know exactly who to go to. No matter how we want to play, say the word dumb, NBC don't come for me, but yeah. You want to play dumb, you want to be on the low and all, but when it's time for politics, they know exactly who they're going to. They know the meetings they're having behind closed doors, late night meetings and all of that. And that's what I also get to say to women. That community, you will need it. When it comes to, okay, a woman has done something wrong here, but one thing I get to see men do, even in politics, look at the different issues that we've had, antecedents of our men currently in politics.
Yeah.
Other men still support them. Even when you can tell clearly that you know very well to yourself that we both know that if you were to be allowed to say the truth or say exactly what you feel, you wouldn't say this.
Yeah.
But women need to learn that. Even when it doesn't feel like it, use your wrapper to cover your sister. That's what I say. I say that because the men know and understand these things. So when it comes to politics, I recall in the 2023 elections, there was a particular organization that carried out that gender monitoring. I think it's the Nigerian Women Trust Fund. I'm not sure now, but I think they are. They had to do that to check the numbers of women who were voting for women. And I dare say that there is more that women need to also do in speaking to women. Because when it comes to elections, women try as much as possible to vote. And it's not the women in offices that you're supposed to be speaking to. Go to the women at the grassroots level. They are the ones who these men in politics go to. That's when you see them eating in the market. That's where you see them going to speak to the women that 365 days, they're not going to be anywhere near that market. But it is time for the elections, they're going to be there. Women need to learn how to play that game as well.
Do you think we're too emotional as women? Probably that's what's hindering us from behaving like the men.
So let's play psychology here. I like to say that people are different. The same way you would find a man who is very masculine and all of that, is the same way you will find a man who is I would say, a bit of effeminate in the way he relates with his emotion. They are expressive, they want to talk, they want to cry. Meanwhile, when other men see men like that, they speak to them in a very condescending manner because gender norms have told them, oh, as a man, you have to man up.
Yeah.
That's the same gender construct that they placed and forced on women as well, to say, as a woman, you have to be soft, you have to be this, pedal it softly. So when they find a woman who is outspoken, who wants to go for it, they're like, why do they do like man? I know they do like man. I am a woman. This is me, and this is exactly what I'm saying. Now, again, speaking to the point of women being emotional about these things. For example, a woman who has gone through these different systemic barriers and hurdles, when you are having to air your views or talk about these things, different people have different ways that they get to control or manage these issues. I would not say that women as a demographic, that every woman is emotional and they cannot manage it. I don't agree. That's for me.
Let's move the conversation along and talk about tokenism.
Okay.
You sometimes see that women are brought out for pictures, and it even lines up with the political issue as well. Women are brought out for pictures, but it appears that when decisions are to be made, it's men who dominate.
Yeah.
How do we move away from token representation, to giving women real power and influence? What's your take on that?
Okay. So truly, just like you've said, every year we get to see organizations championing women, International Women's Day, there's a whole lot. But when we talk about the kind of policies that you have in your organization and how it represents women, are you representing women fairly? Now, she spoke about somebody who was due for promotion and had to go have a baby, maternity leave, which is a policy that even states, federal government allows you to go for, and should not hinder your promotion or whatever you have going on in your career. But again, these things are systemic because people assume that, oh, at this point you're married, you're having a baby, your focus should be redirected and more focused on your family, raising your family. That's what the society automatically assume for you, even when that's not what you want. A lot of changes actually needs to happen. And first, it is women having to continuously equip. And I'm intentional about saying continuously because I don't want to say women have to equip, because there are women who are equipped actually. There are women who have the resources. There are women who know where to go to, when to go there, what to say, and how to say it. So women have to continuously equip and empower themselves. Go to where the real conversations are happening. Go speak to the real people. Find as much as you can how to play these games that people play. And when I say play games, it doesn't have to be just politics. Even in the organizations as well. That's why I like, there's this particular podcast currently on YouTube of this lady who gets to talk about women in corporate places and how to play the games of corporate workplace politics.
Yeah.
Now, when men play this politics, they are seen as you're assertive, you're taking what should be yours, you're doing it. But when women do it, oh, why is she acting that way? Oh, you sound too emotional. But you know very well that if that woman does not push that much, you would not listen to her.
Yeah.
So why are you trying to make it about her? Why are you trying to make it a case of, oh, these are the two only options that exist. It is either you take this or you take this. No. If women have to intentionally fight and demand to be included or be invited to tables that matter, then they should do so. They need to keep at it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lolo. I'm a huge Jordan Peterson fan,
Okay.
and he always talks about these two concepts. There is equal opportunity, and then there is equality of outcomes. Do you know anything about that?
Okay. Equal opportunity. Equality of outcomes. Equal opportunity, I give to A what I give to B, and this is what I have given you to go do. Equality of outcomes is, based on what I have given you, I want to see that you both have the same result. I want to see you both coming out with the same thing. Now, I dare say that, again, life generally, the society hasn't necessarily been fair to women. For everything that you give and you deposit to a woman, there's so many other things that are going to be holding her hands back for her not to be able to fulfill those potentials fully. And that's where this construct of equality of outcome place to. You know very well, you're telling the woman, okay, I've made you a manager. I've made this man a manager in the same position as well. I've given you what he has. Let's go ahead and see what you're going to achieve with it. But you know very well that that same society that you live in doesn't allow that woman. You hear things like, oh, you have a baby, yes, I know, but you have to be at work at 8, you have to do this and do this. That is what tells us again that women, you have to be able to fight 2 times harder to make these things happen, because the society is not designed in a way that favors you, because people are still going to talk. Oh, you were given this, the company gave you a car, they gave you this, he was given this. Now, bear it in mind that that man who you're comparing that woman to with the same resources you've given has a wife somewhere who is running the things that he would not do in the home, that is holding the other woman back. So truly, are we being fair?
Yeah, but it's not his fault, is it?
It's not his fault.
But the point I'm trying to
we're still
get
going
at,
back to the society.
Yes, but the point I'm trying to get at, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, because
I see you.
It's good to champion for women, but it's also important to acknowledge and identify that there are inherently things that that are involved, or that a woman is involved or engaged in, especially if you are a woman who is married, and if you're a woman who is married and raising a family. There are inherently things that you will not be able to do at the same pace that the man who is also married and has children is able to do.
Again, that is because there is a wife in that picture that
but
you're
it's
not
not fair.
It's not fair to who? The man or the woman?
What I'm saying is, who do you blame? It's not fair to blame the man or the culture in the society, so to speak, because fair enough, you have chosen a career path, but you have also chosen to be married and have children. That's your choice. So as a woman, I believe it's your responsibility, right? You can't, so this is what somebody says sometimes, or I think a friend or a mother, I can't remember who it was who said this to me. It is possible for women to have everything, but it's not possible to have everything at the same time. There's practicality in it. There's practicality in chasing your goals and dreams and aspirations. There's practicality in how you chase your goals and dreams and aspirations.
So can I ask you, do you believe in gender roles?
I believe in gender roles.
You do believe in gender roles?
I do believe in gender roles, yes. Believe it or not, I do believe in gender roles.
That was why I asked first.
Yeah.
So if you believe in gender roles, now, let's take it back to this scenario that we've painted here on equality of outcomes. You believe in gender roles. So I would assume that you would say that a man should not be found washing plates.
No.
I'm not saying this is your stand. I'm saying I'm going to assume something like that if you believe in gender roles.
No, that's very basic.
Exactly why, because it is basic, that's why I want to use that as an analogy, so it is easy for everyone to understand.
All right.
It is basic.
I'll go with you.
Exactly. Now, you say that you don't believe in the man washing plates, you don't believe in the man doing certain chores around the house because you believe in gender roles, right? Now, you want a woman who has been given the same opportunities and resources as her male colleague in the office. Now, that woman comes back to the home where you have the point that says, the man in the house should not do certain things. Where is the support that that woman gets to be able to do those things in the home front? Again, the society, you are holding her back. You don't give somebody A and you say things like, oh, I've given you this, I've given you that. However, you're still enforcing the systemic hurdles that are holding her back.
I think that there are very two different arguments that we're having.
Because we're saying the same thing. Because we need to
we're not saying the same thing.
Most of the time, this equity and equality, some would argue for equity, some would argue for equality. And now we're looking at the balance of outcomes from given the same situations and scenarios. There's so much to unpack in that little space. But because I want to narrow it down a little based on what you do personally, you work closely with children and education, and it's very important.
Yes.
We know that. How important would you say that education is in turning equality from an illusion to reality? And how can the girl child have been burdened from time immemorial with this ability to do stuff? But I will just let you stew on that question. We'll go on a short break. By the time we return, she'll get into that education answer. Welcome back. We're having a very interesting conversation.
Heated conversation.
It's very heated on this table. Before the break, we were talking about narrowing down this issue to education. Because what do women need to do more to be able, the girl child, to get more visibility, to end this inequality? And studies have shown that women reinvest up to about 90% of their income into their families. Yet access to loans, land, financial opportunities is still very limited for the Nigerian women. Because if we're going to be looking at it, we talked on the girl child. Now we're looking at how critical is economic empowerment in bridging this gender gap. So we're looking at it from two dynamics. The girl child is kind of younger demographic, and the economic empowerment is more, the mature demographic.
Okay. So generally, right, when we talk about economic empowerment, we cannot talk about women having to own autonomy of their bodies, talk about agencies, without tying it to economic empowerment. The bulk of the issues that women go through, systemic issues here and there, it stems from poverty. Now, starting off as a girl child, if as a girl child you're born into a family where there's a lot of misogynistic values, norms that would hold you back, life is leading you 1-0, like the way they say it on the street already. Now, you are stopped from going to school. All your life, you get to live and learn based on word of mouth, what is told to you, that same culture that was designed to hold you back. That is all that you know. And as an individual, I like to ask questions a lot. People who know me, I'm going to ask you why. Oh, we've always done this. Madam say, or that say, why? And a lot of times you find that people cannot even tell you why.
Yeah.
Because it has just been handed to them just like that. Everybody says, we're going to do it the same way. Why? You don't even know. Nobody's asking questions. So there is need for us to, as much as we can, keep girls in school, because it is these girls who would in turn grow up into women that we're not having to ask to join into this male-dominated fields. Go into mining, go into aviation, go into politics. What you haven't given somebody, you cannot demand anything from them. You have not equipped them with education, the resources are not there. And when they're grown, you're not asking them, or even if it's women leader in this political party, come and join. Who does that?
Well, I'm seriously enjoying this conversation, honestly, I must say. So let's talk about the role of culture and tradition, right? Because we know that in so many Nigerian homes, tradition says that a woman's place is in the kitchen. In fact, in this same Nigeria, we had a leader, who, instead of pushing for women's right, said his wife's place is in the other room. Right?
In the other room.
I remember when it trended and all that. So, is culture holding women back? Can it be reshaped as support? Is there a way it can be reshaped as, supporting equality without losing our cultural values?
Who made these cultural values? Men.
Men. Like human beings, men.
Exactly. And again, what has been passed down to people from generation to generation, people assume that it is right, even though newer information is letting us know that it's not necessarily right. For example, look at what is happening in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Women are being cut out from education, healthcare. They cannot even be seen as an agency of their own in public. So are we going to say because it is what is obtainable, maybe due to religion or culture, I would say is right and it should be let to continue? We know how much international organizations are having to come together to lend their voice. Today you were saying a publication from the UN to say women in Afghan, their rights are being trampled on and all of that. Doesn't make it right. Yes, it is our culture, it is our tradition, but we need to start changing and turning things around, and that's what feminism is doing. It starts with me, it starts with you. Yeah. It starts with this little conversations here and there.
So how do we? Let's talk about our generation. Now, how do we begin to raise boys and girls, right, differently, so that the next generation growing up, would pick up and see equality as normal, without necessarily society ringing in their ears, especially for the men, that they're men and they're above every woman.
Okay, so it starts from having to clear out gender norms, even though she doesn't agree. It starts from clearing out gender norms, right? There's nothing that gives a child confidence like knowing that every other child around me is treated the same. As boys growing up, these things are very basic skills that everybody should have. Clean up after yourself, do your dishes, do everything. every child is treated the same way, except if there is maybe a developmental issue why that child has to be treated differently. And it would not be on the case line of, oh, because he's a boy, that's why he cannot do this. Because she's a girl, that's why she cannot do this. Allow children be themselves. Allow them find what they like doing. Now, we're having to advocate for more women in STEM and ICT. Meanwhile, from the get-go, you see girls trying to ride bicycles, trying to touch cables and whatnot, and you're saying, you're a girl, stand up. You don't know if that's what is going to, her interest, she's picking up interest from that and leads up to what she's going to be doing. Even the daily language that we also use needs to be changed. You're speaking to somebody and they'll just come out of nowhere and be like, now, man, you know, go understand. How? It's wrong. So if you keep saying that around children, the little boy in your house, the 5-year-old boy, hears you almost every day saying, now, man, you know, go understand. Of course, he's going to grow up and pick that up. You're raising a child in an environment whereby the child sees the father speak to the mother condescendingly and doesn't think that the woman is anything regardless of whatever. And I tell women, even in the family setting, when you're doing things, you are not supporting, you are providing. Don't say you're supporting, because when you're supporting, you're watering down your contributions. That's what you are doing. And when it comes to informal care, women everywhere, informal care. Oh, she's taking care of the children. And when men do it, you hear he's babysitting. You're not babysitting, that's your baby. Who are you babysitting? So it starts from how we get to raise, how we raise the
language.
Children, the language, what we say around them, what we don't say around them. Those kind of things, they change the whole dynamics. Even as teachers, educators, adults around children, the moment you know that you're going to be around children, when you're within your friends that share certain values, you can have certain banter,
But do you think we're ready for that, though? For changing our lingo, our language, and being intentional about
it takes the whole,
maybe it is generation, but the generation coming after us,
they would definitely change the lingo.
So it actually starts from our day-to-day lives, right? Even as a feminist, there's some things happen sometimes, and I want to say certain things, and I have to check in with myself again to say, no, if I say this or if I do this, I will be reinforcing what we already have. Patriarchy has set the rules. So and over time, because of what we have always known, you just want to jump on what every other person is saying too. So people don't come for you, but come for me, I'm going to say it.
You know, before we go, Esther, because I love passion and, you know, the dexterity to which you just convey your point. If a young girl is watching us like 16 now, what would you say to inspire her? Because a lot of our young girls, they might not be getting it from home, unfortunately. But I found out that education can happen on any ground. It can happen in school, it can happen in your community. Even some of our mothers were raised in the market. Because the values of ethics of business was taught to them by rote. That means the woman just did. So please help us to inspire one beautiful young girl growing.
So to that 16-year-old or to that young girl out there, I dare say you can have it all. Don't let anybody stop you. Yes, their voice might be loudest, but listen to that voice inside of you that says you are made for more. Listen to that voice inside of you that says, try it. If you fail, you fail forward. You're not going to do that same thing the same way again. As much as you can, read up, find information on the internet, find resources, speak to that woman that looks like what you want to be like. Speak to her, engage her. These little conversations here and there, this question, yes, she might be very busy to engage you and maybe take you on, mentor you. But again, older women, mentor that woman in your corner. You are going to love it.
All right, well, thank you so much, Esther, for, you know, taking time out to speak to us so passionately and in-depthly on women's equality. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Well, today's conversation has actually shown us that while progress has been made, the road to true equality in Nigeria is still long and filled with challenges. From politics to the workplace, from schools to our homes, the fight for equality is not just about women. It's about creating a society where everyone has a fair chance to thrive. Now, to every young girl watching, know this: your dreams are valid. Your voice matters, and your future is worth fighting for. And to our leaders, communities, and families, you need to do better. The call is clear. Equality cannot remain a slogan. It must become a lived reality. So see you all again tomorrow on the show. It's bye for now from all of us.